couple turnovers, and obviously that last play, I went under that screen on a really good shooter, and you can't do that down the stretch.
You guys really had control. First half you played great, and then second half, what happened that they were able to come back and tie it?
I think they just adjusted to how we were guarding their stuff in the first half, and when their best player got going offensively, it only takes one shot for them to go in, and then it just continued on for the rest of the game.
Mark, you got cramps there right at the end, or what?
Yeah, I had a little cramp.
And then you go all right at the end.
Yeah, I'm still feeling it right now, but
Yeah.
I was good to go.
What are your takeaways from this game, you guys? I mean, battled a good team all the way to the end.
I mean, we didn't know who we were as a team before coming in here, but obviously we could play with high-level teams at a high level, so that's a good takeaway we had from this game.
Trey, obviously a big night for you. I'm sure it would have meant a lot more, obviously, with the win, but I guess just how comfortable did you feel starting off the season running the point? Obviously, shots were feeling good for you tonight, just overall.
Yeah, I felt very comfortable. I'm a veteran on this team, and playing a high-level team like this, I knew I had to be aggressive and be confident, and show the other guys that we could play with them.
Mari, same thing for you. Obviously, getting your first buckets as a Wright State guy. Just that feeling, obviously, hearing from the crowd, giving them a lot of respect to you, and obviously being from here. What did that mean for you, getting your first points as a Raider?
Yeah, it meant a lot. Just playing in front of friends and family, in Dayton. So, anytime I come here and play, I play for the fans, I play for my teammates. So it was good.
Trey, you feel like a real responsibility. You're like the kind of the veteran guy that's back, and there's a couple guys left, and you just got to put the game on your shoulders there early on. What came over you there?
I mean, like I said, I knew, me and Mari, Tim, we're the vets on this team. We got the most experience. So just, showing our other teammates that, we got to be aggressive and confident, and that we can play with anybody if we play confident.
Amar, you just as proud of, you had a double-double, you just as proud of your work on the boards, I guess?
Yeah, coach been trying to get me to rebound in practice. Sometimes in the game I might check back, sometimes I got to rebound. And I think this game, I made up my mind when I had to rebound the ball, and it showed up on the 13 rebounds that I had.
Overall, collectively, maybe as a team going forward, I guess what stands out to you guys most in terms of something to improve upon going into the next one? Anything in particular stand out?
I'll say the second half. I know the first half we were dominant, but second half we gotta have that same mentality. Their best guy. We gotta lock in on him. Not just anybody that's guarding him, but the whole team. We just gotta lock in on that. And, can't have empty possessions in the second half. That's how they got going.
It's a nice dynamic with you two guys playing together. I know it's just the first game, but you guys seem like you got some weapons out there. What's it like playing with each other for the first time out there, man?
I mean, it's fun for sure. I remember playing against him. He's scoring 30, 35 on me, so it's good to have him on our side now.
How's it feel to be back, man?
I mean, it felt good to be back.
I mean, I know it's all about the dub, but
Yeah.
for you, how'd you feel out there? And,
It felt like high school all over again, to be honest. It was a nice crowd that showed up today. The students was there too, so it felt like travel days all over again.
glad to be back, boy.
This guys, does it give you some confidence, a little boost, even though it was a loss going into Louisville on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, for sure, because Louisville, they don't know who they are as a team either, and they're definitely a team that we can beat. And I don't think they're better than this Davidson team, so for sure we're confident going into that, and we think we can win.
Coach, just a couple thoughts to start with, and then we'll get some questions.
Well, I think, I got all kinds of thoughts. Just looking here in the they shot 60% in the second half, and that's been a bit of a struggle for us. Really, since I've been here, defensively we're pretty good in the first half. Second half we've struggled because our defense isn't in front of our bench, and so those 5 guys that are out there count more on each other instead of the bench. And teams generally go away from some of the stuff they're running and run more isolation stuff. They obviously set a lot of ball screens for Lawyer, which I would too. The last 3 hit, we made a mistake. Trey made a mistake and went under, but he knows that. I mean, we're leaning on Trey playing. I mean, plays 43 minutes, takes a lot of shots, and trying to play that way offensively and guard, Lawyer, I think is asking a lot. We need to get more out of our bench, and our coaching staff. We got to trust our bench more because having 4 guys play over 40 minutes is probably too many. And but I'm really proud of in the second overtime. I think we were down 7 with about a minute and a half to go, and tied it back up. So we obviously did some things where I was very impressed with our kids. I thought we found out a lot about our kids in terms of their fight. And I told them before the game, told them at the game, these seasons they're marathons, they're not sprints, and this is just a couple steps into it. I don't think, as I look ahead, really I'm not sure we'll play a better offensive team than that, in terms of testing our defense. And I mean the rest of the year. And we're going to play some good teams, but offensively, they are an incredible challenge for us. And so I think we can learn from it and know that we can play good basketball. It obviously doesn't feel good to lose in double overtime, to spend that much energy, that emotional energy, and we've got to be able to bounce back in a couple of days and play. And so we have to get by it quickly and get ourselves ready for Louisville.
Scott, you called a timeout with like 3.9 seconds to go. Was that kind of a message to them, timeout, at the end there?
Message to who?
To the players?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah. I mean, what are we going to do? Just quit? I mean, no, we're not going to.
well, yeah.
I mean, we're going to try to throw it ahead here and see if we can. If you can throw the ball ahead, get a shot off, and it goes in, then maybe you have some time left. You don't just cash it in and go, we didn't win. So yeah, we're still at that point thinking, let's figure out a way to throw this thing ahead, get a shot, let's see if it goes, and we foul.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit, the characterizing of the first half and the second half. Do you feel like it was also just that the Davidson offense came a little bit more alive? Did they do anything different?
No,
in
well,
that second half?
they ran less of their stuff in the second half, and just I mean, it was more isolation for Lawyer, ball screens and flare screens for him, and we're not gonna play a better shooter than him the rest of the year. We're just not, and everybody, the film we watch, everybody struggles with his ball screens, and he shot way too many free throws. It just you can't put a team on the line. And you look at their team last year game, I think they shot 37 free throws last game, and here they shot 36. You can't put a team on the line 36 times and expect you're going to win. We lost in double overtime. They shot 36 free throws. And so that has to change for us for sure. I thought physically we did fine. We out-rebounded them, even though we didn't shoot as well as them, which that's hard to do. And so, everything was there in terms of what we want to see from our kids. And so, I don't walk away from this. I mean, yeah, it hurts, but I'm encouraged by our kids, and I knew that offense would not be a problem for us this year. I've never spent any time worrying about our offense. I always spend time worrying about our defense, and that's what's got to improve.
Scott, what did you see from Amari Davis tonight? How he did in his first game?
Yeah, good. I think. Obviously when Trey's going like that, it's a little hard for anybody else to get going because Trey took so many shots. I don't expect that Trey's going to take that many shots every game, but I think Amari took good shots. I thought he was, 13 rebounds. And I've been after him in practice to rebound because he has such a great nose for the ball. And, see him go get 13, I'm really proud of him. the 17 points is great. I thought he made it, against that press. We threw it ahead, and he went after that big kid and got that 3-point play, which was a big play. It was nice to see Tim jump up and make that 3 in that double overtime. We lean on Tim for a lot, and he struggled offensively a little bit, but he gets 8 rebounds and plays. We're just playing these guys too many minutes. We've got to get more from our bench, and that. If the kids don't play, we can't complain about we have to get more from our bench. We've got to trust those kids and play them, and so that's just too many minutes, for guys to play.
And this was a good night for Calvin in some ways too. Like he had some moments at the end where maybe something didn't go right, but it also showed that he could take control early on, put his stamp on the game. I don't know.
We all know how good he is, and still 4 assists and 1 turnover with the ball in his hands that much. Is excellent. For us, to only have 12 turnovers the whole game as a team, and a double overtime game is excellent. That's one of the things that probably kept us in it because we at least got shots. We were, we obviously ran out of gas offensively. And I thought we held the ball a bunch in the second half, but Trey's a gifted offensive player. He's he's just a gifted player because he's a gifted defensive player too. And you say, well, he was on Foster most of his times, but when he gets ball screened, then he needs help, just like anybody else would in ball screens. And we do the same thing for him. We ball screen. It's hard for people to guard him.
You talked about Amari getting 13 rebounds, Tim Finke getting 8 as well, but you have other players like Keaton Norris, guys who are hustling off the ball, on and off the court. How do you as a coaching staff encourage those players to go get the ball where other players might not? Or what is it about those players?
Well, these aren't things we've ever had to teach those guys you're talking about. That's one of the things. You recruit people that just go get the ball, and then you don't have to coach them to go get that. Now, like I say, I've been after Amari to rebound, and it was great to see him do what he did for us tonight. 13 rebounds, 17 points is a dang good basketball game, and for his first game at Wright State, he should feel very good about it. 3 assists, 1 turnover on top of that. So, and he always shoots a high percentage. He just does. He's a high percentage shooter. So, we need to get to the free throw line more. It's hard to beat a team when you shoot 15 free throws and they shoot. As I'm looking at that right, 36. Yeah, it's hard to win games that way, and we lost in double overtime.
You think it's because your kids confidence boost going into Saturday playing like that?
Yeah, I don't know why we would need a confidence boost. They know what the expectations are here, and I think they feel strongly about themselves, and so I don't think it. There are, as a team, there are things we're still trying to figure out, and I think that will help our team. Know, like when you down 7 with a minute and a half to go and you get back in the game. Those are the kind of things that lifted our team last year when things didn't look good, but they didn't quit. And so we've been talking to them about that. And so I think of all the things, that's probably what I was most proud of tonight was that when we were down 7 that first overtime and we're able to put it into the second overtime. And Brandon almost made an incredible play. Trey almost hit that shot. That was, just all those things where, you're trying to make a play to win a game, and our guys did a lot of that. They did a lot of that.
It seemed that a lot of the things you guys were doing when things worked really well was that, efficient ball movement. Obviously, that's the way, you coach this team, you play. Were you happy with the level of facilitating you saw from all the players on the floor?
I think, I thought we leaned on Trey a little bit too much in the second half instead of moving the ball. And I thought we just got a little bit stagnant. We had much better ball movement in the first half, and it was hard for them to guard us. And then, when as the game tightened up, I felt like we tightened up. We were trying to tell them, hey, man, it doesn't just have to be Trey. But I thought that's kind of what we went to. Now, some of that is as a coach staff too, we're calling stuff for him because he's got it going. So, there's part of that too.
Coach, how do you feel about the amount of fouls committed tonight? Obviously, in the first half, towards the end, before halftime, there were a lot of fouls that put them at the line. And then towards the end of the game, fouls seem to be a little bit of an issue, maybe? Or you
Well,
seem to
no,
love
I
push
mean,
outside?
I already said that. I mean, they put them on a free throw line too many times. We just did. It's just too. It's hard to win games when they make more free throws than you attempt. I mean, that's what we're trying to do to people. That's what we've always tried to do, because I know what that does for you. And you know, you know, we had some silly ones in there. So. If you want to win, you got to be able to guard without fouling.
Anybody else?
Coach, if I could, what do you see yourself working on towards the Louisville game coming up this weekend?
Honestly, I don't even know. But mainly, like tomorrow, we obviously can't do a whole lot because these guys played an incredible amount of minutes. Probably the next 2 days, we can't do a whole lot. Just trying to get ourselves ready for that game. I think it's a 1 o'clock game, which will be good. You know, we don't have to sit around all day. I think that will help us. But I haven't seen the Louisville stuff yet. I don't have any idea on them.
Very good. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you.